When you think of Caitlin Clark, you probably think of record-breaking shots, jaw-dropping passes, and non-stop headlines. But what if I told you that behind the spotlight, she just took a stand, not for herself, but for a teammate who's quietly making history, yet getting no media love? That's right, Caitlin Clark has had enough. In a powerful post-game moment, she called out the media, not for personal reasons, but to shine a light where it's long overdue. And trust me, you're going to want to hear who she's talking about, and why it matters more than you think. In a world where sports headlines are often dominated by superstars and buzzy drama, Caitlin Clark just flipped the script. After a strong performance during a recent WNBA matchup, Clark stepped up to the mic, not to talk about her points or assists, but to ask a simple, searing question. Why isn't anyone talking about my teammate? Her voice was calm. Her words were measured. But the message? Loud and clear. The teammate she was referring to, NaLyssa Smith, the powerhouse forward for the Indiana Fever, who's quietly been making WNBA history in her own right. Let's break down what's happening here and why it matters, not just for fans of the game, but for the future of women's basketball. Following a game that drew plenty of media attention, mostly focused on Clark's stellar stat line, reporters swarmed her, asking about everything from buzzer beaters to her jersey sales. But instead of soaking in the praise, Caitlin pivoted. She said, "I just don't get how NaLyssa keeps doing what she's doing, and no one's talking about it. She's out here making history." And she's right. Smith recently became one of the only players in Fever history to post 4 straight games with 20-plus points and 10-plus rebounds, a stat line that would have had male players trending on every sports site. Yet, almost no one noticed, until Caitlin Clark pointed it out. The sports media machine is driven by clicks, narratives, and name recognition. Caitlin Clark. She's got it all. College legend status, a loyal fan base, and even mainstream sponsors. But when she uses her platform to uplift others, it challenges the media's usual focus. Clark knows her impact, and she's using it to call attention to what really matters: teamwork, equity, and recognition. Her statement wasn't just about one teammate. It was a broader critique of how the media often misses the full picture, especially when it comes to emerging talent in the WNBA. If you're a casual fan, you might not know Smith's full story, but you should. Drafted 2nd overall in the 2022 WNBA draft, Smith brought dominance and discipline from her Baylor days. She's been quietly stacking stats, leading in rebounds, and bringing serious hustle to both ends of the court. In fact, Smith has ranked in the top 5 in rebounds per game, and has shown incredible consistency even during tough matchups. Yet while highlight reels and headlines often circle around flashier plays, Smith brings the kind of work ethic and leadership that's built to last. And that's what Caitlin Clark wanted the world to see. Interestingly, this isn't the first time Clark has redirected attention off herself. During her college days at Iowa, she often credited teammates like Monica Chinano and Gabby Marshall for team success, pointing out that the shot doesn't happen without the screen, the pass, or the setup. This kind of self-awareness and leadership makes Clark more than just a star scorer. It makes her a game-changer in how players are portrayed. She understands the spotlight, but she's not afraid to widen its beam. This moment isn't just about one quote or one player. It's about a larger issue in the WNBA and women's sports overall. Stars like Caitlin Clark are often used as marketing engines, pulling fans into the league. But once those fans arrive, it's up to the media to introduce the full cast of talent. Clark's challenge to the press is a wake-up call. If we want women's sports to grow, we can't just focus on one face. It's time for coverage that's deeper, smarter, and more inclusive. After Clark's comments went viral, fans took to social media, and reactions were powerful. On X, formerly Twitter, one user wrote, "That's why Caitlin Clark is different. She doesn't chase clout, she shares it." Another said, "Just learned who NaLyssa Smith is because of this interview. Caitlin putting in more work for the lead than some reporters." Some even compared her leadership to NBA greats like LeBron James, who often uses his platform to uplift teammates and address larger issues beyond the game. The message is resonating, and for good reason. This moment signals a shift in sports culture. We're seeing a new wave of athletes who care deeply about how the game is represented, not just how it's played. Clark's advocacy adds momentum to a growing conversation that the future of women's sports depends not just on standout talent, but on solidarity, visibility, and media responsibility. And that future is unfolding now, game by game, interview by interview. Segment 8. What fans can do. So how do we as fans support that change? Follow more than just the headlines. Dive deeper into full game recaps. Share highlight reels of under-the-radar players. Celebrate not just the stars, but the role players who make the game beautiful. Demand better media representation of the full roster, not just the most marketable face. Because when we expand our lens, we expand the game itself. Since Clark's comments, there's been a slight uptick in Smith's name being mentioned, but it's not nearly enough. The WNBA has a golden opportunity here to promote the depth of talent within its teams, to highlight more than just one narrative, and to make players like NaLyssa Smith household names. Let's hope the league takes that cue. Later in the same interview, Caitlin said something that sums up her mindset perfectly. It's never just about me. If I'm winning and my teammates aren't getting credit, then what's the point? That kind of thinking. That's leadership. That's culture change. And that's why Caitlin Clark is more than just a WNBA rookie. She's a force reshaping the game from the inside out. If you believe more players like NaLyssa Smith deserve the spotlight, hit that like button right now. And if you want to keep getting real stories that actually matter in sports, not just surface-level drama, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We've got more truth-telling, highlight sharing, and behind-the-scenes stories coming your way. Don't miss it.